Maryland men's and women's lacrosse both punched tickets to the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament, and softball grabbed a senior day win. Maryland football's spring season wrapped up with their annual red and white game, and the Dirty Terps dominated their series against Indiana. We'll recap all of that and more coming up on the left bench.
It wasn't always clean, it wasn't always pretty.
Overall, love our growth defensively.
Hello and welcome to the Left Bench presented by Terrapin Sports Central. I'm Jonas Evans, as usual, joined by Nathan Schwartz. And Nate, Saturday was a massive day for Maryland athletics, but we have to start with the men's lacrosse in the nightcap.
Yeah, it's been an up and down season for John Tillman's squad so far, but they're finally playing well entering the postseason.
Absolutely.
Maryland controlled its own destiny for the Big Ten title heading into the rivalry, but with the loss, the Terps missed out on the bye and hosted Rutgers in the Big Ten quarterfinals, with Hopkins awaiting the winner. Maryland jumped out to a monster first quarter as Daniel Kelly jump-started the Terps' attack with 2 goals in the first 8 minutes. The Terps kept on scoring as Braden Ursa dished out assist after assist, finishing the first half with 5. The big three of Kelly, Ursa, and Daniel Maltz did most of the damage to the Scarlet Knights' defense, as one member of the trio either scored or assisted on all 14 goals for Maryland. And one of those goals lit a spark for the Hard Shells, as Ursa found Brett Makar trailing the play on a fast break, and Makar launched a shot that found the back of the net for his second career goal. Heading into the fourth quarter, it looked like Maryland would coast to a win, but Rutgers never backed down. The Scarlet Knights scored 6 goals in the frame, but Maryland's lead was too big to come back from as the Terps advanced to the semifinals with a 14-11 win.
It wasn't always clean, it wasn't always pretty, but thought, Jake and Jess and Tim did a great job with the game plans, and the guys really committed to them, played unselfishly, played hard, and did a really good job. So obviously starting to look forward with a quick turnaround and a lot of prep to do for Thursday.
5 Maryland men's lax players received all Big Ten honors this season, and they will all be crucial in the semifinals. Defenseman Brett Makar won Big Ten Defender of the Year and was named to the All-Big Ten First Team. Faceoff specialist Luke Weirman and defenseman Ajax Zapatello joined Makar as selections to the All-Big Ten First Team. Attacker Braden Ursa was named Big Ten Freshman of the Year, and to round things out, goalie Teddy Dolan earned a Big Ten Sportsmanship Award.
And that wasn't the only Big Ten tournament win for Maryland on Saturday. Maryland women's lacrosse faced off against Ohio State in the quarterfinals and battled the whole way through. Maryland fired 2 quick shots to start the game, and Ohio State responded with 2 of its own. The Terps were able to notch 3 more to keep a steady lead throughout the game. As usual, Shaylin Ahern, Abby Bosco, and Corey Edmondson, the trifecta, controlled the circle, going 19-3 in draw controls. But 15 turnovers for the Terps led to goals for the Buckeyes. Emily Sterling had 10 saves, including a clutch save in the second quarter. But 8 meters were a killer for Maryland, as 3 of the Buckeyes' 7 goals came in free positions. In the fourth, Maryland took over the game on all ends of the field and secured the 11-7 victory. The Terps advanced to the semifinals where they'll face Rutgers on Thursday.
But defensively, we put ourselves in situations where Emily can make the save, or we were able to cause a couple shot clock violations, which was really good. So overall, love our growth defensively. We just turned the ball over too many times in the offensive end and didn't shoot very well. 7
Maryland women's lacrosse players were named to all Big Ten teams. Shay Ahern, Abby Bosco, Eloise Clevenger, and Emily Sterling were named to all Big Ten first team. Brianna Lamoureux, Libby May, and Corey Edmondson were named to all Big Ten second team. Only Northwestern had more all Big Ten selections, with 8 players being honored. Both lacrosse teams weren't the only teams to play at CQ Stadium on Saturday. Maryland football was finally back in action for the annual Red-White Spring Game. Even with Tolia Tagovailoa and Billy Edwards Jr. leading their teams, neither team crossed midfield until 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. The first touchdown of the game was when Edwards connected with Robert Smith to make it 7-3 for the white team. Then Tagovailoa found FIU transfer Tyrese Chambers in the back of the end zone to put the red team back up 10-7 at the half. Redshirt freshman Cameron Edge replaced Tagovailoa at halftime. Late in the third quarter, he capped off a 73-yard drive with a perfect throw to Tyrese Chambers for his second touchdown of the game, right there in the corner, making it 17-10 red team. Chambers would go on to win MVP of the game, finishing with 37 yards on 4 catches. 2 minutes left in the game, Edwards found Leon Houghton Jr. for the 40-yard bomb Making it 20-19, the white team went for 2, but couldn't finish it, leading to a red team victory 20-19. Here's head coach Mike Loxley after the game.
Testament to the defensive staff and the job they've done preparation-wise. You know, this was a very limited game plan. We weren't out trying to out-scheme guys today. It was just a matter, like I've said before, about running, blocking, tackling, throwing the football, and the fundamentals of the game more than anything. And so, you know, I was really pleased with today's effort. I like the way our defense is continuing to come along. We've added some pieces there.
And that guy right there just got a pay raise.
That's right. Coach Locks agreed on new terms for 5 years remaining on his contract, which includes incentives that could extend it for an extra year. According to SI.com, Loxley will average a $6.1 million salary over the next 5 years, starting at $5.5 million next year. He was previously making $4 million a year. Loxley recently guided the Terps to back-to-back bowl wins for the first time in nearly 20 years, and their 8-5 record last season was the program's best since 2010. And the 2023 NFL Draft is now officially over, and 5 Terps heard their names called in Kansas City, which ties the school record for the most players selected in the draft in the Common Era. The first Terp selected was none other than Deonte Banks, who was taken 24th overall by the Giants. Banks was the first Terp called up to the first round since 2018, when DJ Moore got taken by Carolina, also at pick 24. No Terps were selected in rounds 2 or 3, but 2 Terps flew off the board to begin the 4th round. Jacorian Bennett was selected with the 104th pick by the Raiders, which made him and Banks the highest drafted cornerback duo in the draft. And then just 8 picks after Bennett, the Patriots traded up to take Chad Ryland with pick 112. The last 2 Terps taken were both on the offensive line, as Jalen Duncan went in the 6th round to the Titans, and Spencer Anderson went late in the 7th to the Steelers. And Jonas, there's also 4 Terps that were signed after the draft as undrafted free agents for Kim Jarrett to Tampa Bay, Jahari Branch to the Chargers, Dante Demas to Baltimore, and Jacob Copeland to Tennessee.
I'm going to point out Demas specifically. Obviously, I know a little bit about the Ravens. They're in need of great wide receivers. Demas had a first-round grade last offseason. I think there's potential there for him on that squad.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see him in Baltimore.
For sure.
And stay with us, because when we come back, we'll recap a wild weekend for Maryland baseball in Indiana.
And we'll take a look at the Capital Classic and how some future Terps played in it. Don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back to the Left Bench, presented by Terrapin Sports Central. I'm Jonas Evans, and that's Nathan Schwartz. Maryland baseball traveled to Bloomington this weekend, and Nate, I don't think anyone was expecting the performance we saw from this team in all 3 of those games.
Yeah, and they decided to bring the brooms out on Sunday. The Dirty Terps entered their series with Indiana this weekend on the bubble for the NCAA tournament. They needed to win at least 2 or 3 to improve their chances to make it back to a regional, and it's safe to say that they did that and a whole lot more. On Friday, the Terps sent Nick Dean out to the bump, and he had one of his best starts of the year. The senior went 7 innings, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits, while striking out a career-high 10 batters. And while Dean didn't need much run support, he got plenty of it. Matt Shaw and Nick LaRusso went back-to-back in the first, and the Terps put up a 7 spot in the 5th, which propelled them to a 13-2 win in Game 1. On Saturday, Kyle McCoy matched what Dean did on Friday, going 7 innings, giving up 1 run on 5 hits. And Maryland's bat stayed hot. Shaw, Luke Schliger, Ian Petrutz, and Matt Woods all homered, with Woods' homer being the 10th grand slam of the season for Maryland. The Terps clinched the series win with a 16-2 victory and went for the sweep on Sunday with Jason Savicool on the mound. But Savicool struggled, allowing 7 runs to cross the plate in 5 innings. But the Terps' offense was unstoppable once again. Maryland scored a run in every inning other than the first, and Elijah Lambros brought the power. 2 no-doubt homers. The Dirty Terps beat Indiana 14-8, which extended their win streak to 7 and clinched the series sweep. While Savicool had a rough day on Sunday, the guy who relieved him did not. Kenny Lippman struck out the side in 1 inning of work, picking up his 5th win of the year. Jesse Schwartz has more on why this season has become a dream come true for the 5th-year senior.
Half my wardrobe growing up was Maryland gear.
Kenny Lippman grew up here in the DMV, and he's found his way back home to play baseball at Maryland after a successful 4-year career at Division III Denison University.
A lot of pride to be able to put on a Maryland jersey. It's pretty cool for me.
Lippman was named a D3 first-team All-American last season. Denison head coach Mike Deegan said, as big as his impact on the field was, he made even more of a difference off of it.
But to show up and be a good person every day, to show up and work every day, that was Kenny.
But it was his ability on the field that got him to Maryland, and his new coaches and teammates are happy to have him.
Guys like guys that can help them win, I can tell you that.
The 6'4" righty has pitched in every role the Terps have needed this season, including starting 2 games and recording a save against USF.
And I think he's proven himself really, really quick that what he does plays at any level you run him out against.
And Vaughn echoes the exact sentiments of Lippman's old coach.
He's a great human being, for one.
As his role expands down the stretch of the season, Lippman is enjoying every opportunity he gets in his 5th year of college baseball.
It's really cool for a lot of people that have been following me loosely through the years to be able to show up here without having to, make a big trek over and on a bigger stage too. It's pretty cool.
Nate, the hometown kid, getting it done for his childhood team. What a great story.
I mean, it's great to see that, and he had some struggles to start the year, but the past couple weeks he's been great for the Dirty Terps.
Absolutely. Maryland softball did not bring out the brooms like the baseball team, splitting the weekend series against Wisconsin at 1 apiece. It was senior day doubleheader on Saturday, and the first game was a grudge match. Each team only recorded 5 hits the entire game. It wasn't until the 7th inning where Wisconsin's Katie Keller hit a sac fly to bring in the one and only run, as the Badgers took Game 1 1-0. Game 2 of the doubleheader was more of an exciting scoring affair for the Terps. A Campbell Klein RBI in the second would bring home Michaela Jones. In the first score of the game, Wisconsin would take a 2-1 lead in the third, but Mackenzie Greco home run would tie it up. Later in the fourth, Cameron Davis would bring in the third and final run of the game after a sac bunt, as Maryland took Game 2 3-2. Game 3 of the series was canceled due to inclement weather, leading to a series that tied at 1-1.
Kevin Willard is taking his squad overseas as Maryland men's basketball is headed to Italy. The Terps will take a 10-day training trip this summer, which will feature 3 exhibition games. The trip spans from July 31st to August 10th, and the Terps will get to visit Rome, Florence, Venice, and Lake Como. This will be the first time that the team embarks on a foreign tour since 2018, and for a squad with a lot of incoming young talent, this could be a great way to grow as a team before the start of the season in November. Now, before Willard's crew takes a trip to Italy, a few future Terps took a trip to the Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington, D.C. to play in the Capital Classic High School All-Star Game. Our Ricky Podgorski has more.
Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Magic Johnson are just a few names of former high school basketball players to play in the Capital Classic High School All-Star Game. Soon-to-be Terps Jamie Kaiser, Jonathan Lamoth, and Braden Pierce added their names to that historic list.
The Capital Classic takes some of the best players from the D.C. area and puts them against some of the best players from the rest of the country. And today, Kaiser, Lamoth, and Pierce all proved why they are some of the country's best.
The 3 Maryland recruits were members of the Capital All-Star team, and it was their first time playing on the court altogether. They took on members of the U.S. All-Star team, who was manned by players like Mikey Williams, who's committed to Memphis, and K.J. Lewis, who's committed to Arizona.
I just want to see how they play. I mean, I played with John for a long time. I know how he plays. He knows how I play. I want to play with Braden, feel him out, and just see how we go.
Pierce made his presence known on the glass and defensively blocking shots. Meanwhile, Lamoth was letting it fly from deep, canning 2 triples and tallying 10 points on the day. Kaiser led the way, though, for the trio with 14 points, and his raw scoring ability and basketball IQ was on full display. Although he had a successful outing, Kaiser is eager to get to the Xfinity Center.
I just want to be able to get on the court. That's why I chose Maryland, to be honest, play for a guy like Willard. He understands me, I understand him, and I just want to get on the court as soon as possible and make an impact.
Kaiser, Lamothe, and Pierce will have to wait to make an impact in College Park, though, as they enter off-season training. They'll be joined by Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year, a member of the 2023 recruiting class, Deshaun Harris-Smith, shortly. The 2023 recruiting class is slowly building chemistry, but the Capital Classic was just a small glimpse of the bright future for Maryland men's basketball. For Terrapin Sports Central, I'm Ricky Podgorski.
And Jonas, it'll be interesting to see how much time these young guys get this fall.
Yeah, I mean, talking to Ricky before the show, he was most impressed with Jamie Kaiser. His stock continues to rise. He has just been growing day in, day out. Every performance he has, people just continuously talk about him. I think they have a real chance at a star there.
Yeah, I think if there's any freshman that has a chance to be a day one starter, it's going to be Kaiser.
Absolutely.
And stick around, because when we come back, we'll be playing a new guessing game.
And as always, we'll crown our Terp of the Week, Pro Terp, and Top 5 Plays. Don't go anywhere.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Welcome back once again to the left bench. I'm Nathan Schwartz here alongside Jonas Evans. And whenever we play a game here on TLB, we usually do it at the desk. But today, Jonas, we're going to shake things up.
And that's because we figured new place, new game. We're going to be playing a fun game of Who's That? Our other producers have picked out some athletes and coaches and zoomed on pictures of them, and we have to try and guess who they are. I'm excited. Let's get going.
Yeah, let's start with this first one. We have no idea who this is going to be. All right, so right off the bat, Jonas, I'm thinking this is football. This looks like a Script Terps jersey to me.
I agree. This is tough, though. I mean, what number are we seeing here?
Maybe 3?
Is this a single digit, Nate?
I can't.
Could this be Tolia?
I'm thinking that's
could be
3.
A 3.
So it could be like an old picture of Deontay Banks, but it could also be Leah.
True, Deontay Banks would be. They usually do like to do them pretty recent.
You know, but we also just played in the spring game. I'm feeling confident in Talia. If you're feeling confident in Talia.
All right, let's go with that.
All right, Talia. Boom.
Boom.
One for one. All right. Now, those jerseys are now permanent, by the way. Ooh.
What is that?
I can't. Man, what the heck?
We heard
is
good
this?
luck in our ears, so.
Oh, what is this?
S-O-I. Oh, I'm confused here.
Oh, wait. That's an if it's OTA. There wouldn't be any blue on like a Maryland jersey.
Yeah, that's so.
Unless it was like the NCAA patch. The only thing I can think of is if this would be a Minnesota Lynx jersey.
Oh.
And it's Diamond Miller. That's the only thing.
That's a great guess.
I'm just shot in the dark. Diamond Miller.
Wow.
Boom!
You're a beast, Nate.
Look at that. Wow. All right. 2 for 2. We're great at this game, Jonas.
I don't think you can convert a we for that second.
All right,
one, but
I get
take the credit.
I'm too good then. So we're 2 for 2.
All right, I have a guess for this one. This looks like
a porcupine to me.
This looks like maybe sunglasses. Does that look like Kathy Reese's hair? Maybe.
I mean, it's definitely it's definitely some hair. Mate, it's hair.
This is tough. This is blurry.
What was your guess?
Kathy Reese. Just because I thought maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe sunglasses.
I was thinking maybe Missy Mahar, but I don't think I've ever seen her wear sunglasses. I'm fine with that Kathy Reese guess.
We'll go with Kathy Reese for number 3. Oh my
God. We are unbelievable at this game. All right,
we're going to get accused of cheating in a sec.
I think this is going to be the last one right here, number 4.
Well, okay, so this is basically nothing.
Yeah.
I don't.
Believe it's
all right, Nate. What
Jonas, should we refocus?
Yeah, we gotta redirect.
We gotta redirect the focus. It's a really bright glare on the screen right now. I think this is Kevin Willard and his beautiful bald head.
That's an amazing guess. That's totally what it is.
Kevin Willard?
Kevin Willard. We just knocked that out of the park. Come on.
We just knocked that out of the park. 4 for 4. I think everybody needs to play this game. This was a lot of fun. We should do this more often.
I actually enjoyed it. I'm impressed with our performance.
All right. So now that the game's over, it's time to crown our Terp of the Week. And we usually try to stay away from choosing the same player multiple weeks, but this time we had to go with the Dirty Terp, who etched his name into the history books, Matt Shaw. Shaw hit his 44th career home run on Wednesday at Georgetown, which broke the program record previously held by Paul Shager. But Shaw didn't stop there. He was simply unbelievable at the plate in all 5 games this week. Shaw went 12 for 23 with 4 homers, 5 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 5 walks. Shaw has a homer in each of the last 4 games, which ties his own program record that he set in 2022 for the most consecutive games with the homer. Shaw's excellent at the dish and at the plate helped the Dirty Terps go 5-0 on their road trip and move into first place in the Big Ten. Congrats to Matt for being our Terp of the Week.
Former Terp Lamont Wade Jr. has been on an absolute tear for the San Francisco Giants recently, and after a great string of performances against the Cardinals and Padres, we had to make him our Pro Terp this week. Wade has been the definition of consistent recently, recording a hit in each of his last 5 games. In 4 games at home against the Cardinals, the Giants outfielder had 4 hits, 2 RBIs, and a home run. The Giants then traveled to Mexico City for the weekend, and Wade's bat stayed alive. Wade mashed 2 more home runs, driving in 3 runs total in the 2 games. Wade is having one of his best seasons since joining the league, and this week's performances against the Padres and Cardinals shown how valuable of a batter he can be. Congrats to Lamont for being crowned our Pro Terp.
All right, Jonas, it's time for our favorite time of the show, top 5 plays. Get us started.
Last one of the semester. Let's do it. At number 5, we have this goal from Brett Mockmaker. Absolute beauty from deep. They played so well this weekend, didn't they?
And second career goal for Makar. Daniel Kelly went flying on the celebration.
Crazy celebration.
What a great way to jumpstart that for the hard shells. Number 4, Libby May with a jump shot and a score. Let's take a look at this again. Went right past Reagan Alexander and into the left side for a goal.
Staying with lacrosse, Braden Irks, a spin cycle for the score. Beautiful goal from him. He's been having a tremendous season as well. Finds the corner there. No shot for the goalie.
All right, going to Maryland Softball Stadium for play number 2. It's Cam Davis diving to make the play in right field for out number 3 to keep the bases loaded. What a play for Davis.
And our number 1 play is Matt Shaw's 44th homer. What a career he's been having as a Terp, and this one was absolutely blasted in Bloomington. He was a big part of that incredible performance they had there. It was absolutely sensational.
And he got the Big Ten Player of the Week award. Didn't get to fit that into Pro Terp.
Absolutely.
Or Terp of the Week, but he had a great week nonetheless. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of The Left Bench. TLB in Focus is back this Thursday when Sam Jane and Ben Wolf will tell you all you need to know about the Maryland women's lacrosse team.
And then there's one more full-length episode left this spring, so keep up with all of Terrapin Sports Central's coverage on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and online at terrapinsportscentral.com.
See you later.